having insurance.
Aragorn's a tracker hunting coons at night. Gimli swinging axes, but his aim ain't right. Legolas is prepping, shooting buds off logs. Harlan's painting toenails, yelling at the dogs. Saruman's a neighbor's always causing grief, scheming in his tower like a backwoods thief. With the swamp behind and the mountains ahead, we're just good old boys doing what Gandalf said. Frodo's carrying the ring and it's dragging slow, but we're marching through the mud with a steady flow.
Of Arrakis, it's me, Shai-Hulud, your beloved sandworm of the desert. Many people are saying Paul Atreides, little Paul Atreides. I call him Pesky Paul. He's Al-Mahdi. People are calling him Lisan Al-Gaib. Pesky Paul's calling himself Muad'Dib. He said, Muad'Dib, I'm a little desert mouse, just a humble little desert mouse. And he is very tiny, I saw him.
Middle-aged mutant ninja turtles, middle-aged mutant ninja turtles, middle-aged mutant ninja turtles. All of their shoes are from New Balance, and turtles used to battle all over New York.
It was radical.
Now they work late nights in customer support.
It pays the bills.
They would break dance in their teens, and now they use sleep apnea machines. Middle-aged mutant ninja turtles.
Colonel, this is Snake. I've made it to the insertion point. I stayed pretty warm due to that anti-freezing peptide that you gave to me, but I have to admit, I was able to smuggle out my smokes in my stomach. You know, it wasn't fantastic, but I gotta have them ciggies. Psychic powers are cheating. I'm gonna plug my controller into port 2. Hind D. More like D. Hind. Ho! But seriously, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
Big back, big back, big.
Hello and welcome to Nerddom's poll list for the week of March 19th, 2025. This is issue 61. Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday indeed. We have a jam-freaking-packed show. I know we missed last week, so apologize about that, but it is a jam-packed show. And we can talk about the poll from last week if you wanted to. I do have that out and going. I was reading it a little bit earlier. I actually didn't get a chance to read a lot of the books from last week, unfortunately. So, apologies. But we will read it this weekend and have to report back next week, because this week and next week, the poll lists are insane. They're insane. Absolutely wild what's going on. They're just spitting out so many different titles right now. And, man. Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with. So, hope you're doing well. Hope your week is going well. Like I said, we got a lot to cover because of last week. And a couple of things that we missed. We reviewed Daredevil last night. Thank you for showing up to the watch party. Appreciate that. It was fun. And then I got to review it at the very end, and then posted that review separately. So that was really cool. And yeah, I guess I spoiled it for a couple people, but honestly, everybody was posting spoilers and they got screeners. So if you guys didn't know, a lot of the big channels, they got screeners for like the whole season. So they already have these reviews and packages already set. I'm making it up. I'm watching it at the same time everybody else is. So we're all trying to beat everyone to the punch. So if I post some spoilers, honestly, if you're that sensitive to spoilers about Daredevil Born Again, don't be online the next day. That's my thoughts. But yes, pretty meh episode, but a good interaction with Frank and Matt. And we're going to get into some of the numbers that we are seeing from Daredevil Born Again, and maybe some reasons why it is not catching on as much as the Netflix one did. So yeah, happy Wednesday. Let's get into actually a little bit of housekeeping. One more piece of housekeeping. We will be at WonderCon next weekend. Can't believe it. Can you believe it? Fudge, man. WonderCon next weekend. That's crazy to believe. So we're going to have one more pull list before then. But with that, we're going to have a special knick-knack of the week where hopefully I can put on this here microphone and we're going to go back there, and then we're going to talk about which books. I need to pick 10 books to get graded with CGC. So I'm going to need your help with that. So I already have a couple in mind, and I got them placed out on the table. A lot of them are older, so I think a couple are more new, but I'm going to need your help picking which 10 CGC books, and this is no... So let you know the cat is actually in the armoire back there, so we'll see what she does, but it's a pretty penny to get these stuff graded. So I need to make some pretty good decisions, some stuff that I care about. So I picked a bunch of books that I care about, and like I said, I'm gonna need your help later. But first off, did you see, you probably did because it's old news now, did you see that freaking Batman commercial for State Farm? Holy crap. If you didn't, let's get into it. Man. When I first saw this thing, honestly, it's sad that they're able to do Batman better than WB. So that's my thoughts so far, but let's watch it together. Let's critique the designs. Let's critique what is happening on the screen and how were they able to pull this off. I would love to know how they were able to pull this off. So let's watch it. Ready? Yeah, okay. Unmute. Let's go.
Yo, the Joker.
As havoc continues across Gotham City, it seems our only hope is Batman.
Batman?
Yeah, close enough. Bateman. Gotta tell you, the suit really bunches up in the old Batcave, if you know what I mean.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm.
Look at
It's like getting
I'm pressing State Farm now. I'm pushing State Farm. They're not even sponsoring. Goodness gracious.
Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
That's pretty good CG on him too.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby.
Riddle me this.
What is dusk?
You don't have to answer in the form of a question.
What is dawn?
You don't need to answer like that.
Hey, they got SZA. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, okay. Stop. Whoa, cat lady. Time out. Wow.
Nice fanny bag.
Thank you. Rude. What is love?
All right.
What isn't love, you know?
Just toss him. Not all
Just toss 'em.
protection's the same.
Any last words?
Look at that
Just one.
Two-Face.
The long one. Dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
All right.
Bateman, do a podcast or something.
That's hurtful.
Citizens need help as vandalism spikes.
Look at this. Poison Ivy.
Poison ivy.
Someone's a flirt.
Bateman.
His lips are all inflamed. That's hilarious.
Yeah, this is feeling much more Batman to me.
Aw, Kai again.
Comes to protection, you wouldn't settle for Bateman when there's Batman. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Don't touch that.
Well, now I want
It's pretty good Batman, too. Here we go.
Oh boy. Party clown. Listen, if we're gonna be roomies, no juggling, no magic, no balloon animals. I don't want any weird clown stuff, okay?
And that's it. Oh, man. Oh, no, I don't want this guy. I don't want that guy, whoever that is. But, man, really good depiction of freaking Batman, Gotham, everything. It's crazy that they were able to do this. Like, why can't WB do this? So weird. I think there's too many people. Man, this is when you really talk about, are there egos at freaking WB that are not letting creatives take over? Like, look at that, even that looks good. All the glowing question marks and stuff. It may be all CG and stuff. I think this is all green screen, to be honest. I think I saw some behind the scenes stuff, and that was a cool commercial. Exactly. What's up, Tox? What's up, Tox? Toxinator. How you doing? It's a crazy commercial. It doesn't make me want to sign up with State Farm. So in that regard, it failed. But damn, like, okay, you got SZA as freaking Catwoman. You know, it's not bad. It's funny how she didn't get caught. She's not at the end, but the others are. This is a really cool commercial. I think, like I said, a lot of it was green screen. So even still, like, you're able to get this type of depiction from. I mean, this is on set. Like, it's good. And why can't we get this kind of stuff in live action? That's just I mean, this is live action, but I mean, in real time. I guess the problem would be there needs to be a story. This is kind of just all set dressing, you know what I mean? It's cosplay per se. I don't know who these actors are who's playing. I think they spotted the one who's playing the Joker, and he was kind of like born to play the Joker, dude. He is born to play the Joker. Like, you got all the rogues back there behind him. Such a good depiction. That's a good Joker. Honestly, if he has the voice, if he has a laugh, more than the look, that's awesome. Yeah. Good depictions, man. This is what we're missing. We're missing. I do think it's WB and who is there. It's the egos. There seems to be like a fight going on between Matt Reeves and freaking, what's his name? James Gunn. Oh, she wants out now. Hold on, my cat wants out. Milky, you want out? You want out? Look, she gave up. She came out. Goofball. But I do think there's a fight going on right now between James Gunn and, like, Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves wants a certain thing done with his universe. James Gunn wants a different thing too. And I think James Gunn casted Colin Farrell for Sergeant something. There's definitely some ego fights going on at DC, Warner Brothers, big, huge corporate conglomerate. They put all their eggs into this Superman basket, and they are not going to try to mess with that. But really, we're going to have to wait and see for Superman and see if that was actually a good call or not. Everything's riding on that. Everything is riding on this movie, and we've only seen one commercial. We've only seen one teaser trailer. We have not even seen We have not even seen them talk to each other. There's been zero chemistry. So, absolutely insane. Great commercial, but like I said, is it a great commercial? Because I didn't buy the product. I did not buy the product, so great depiction of Batman and Gotham City, at least. Next story. Starship Troopers. Neil Blomkamp set to write and direct new movie for Sony Pictures. Now, I know Michael Jackson called Sony the devil. There may have been a personal grudge, but I think Neil Blomkamp, he did something called Oats Studios, which I followed. I think that was during COVID and before COVID on YouTube. He is able to get a bunch of great creatives together and make sci-fi shorts, sci-fi movies. Of course, District 9 is a freaking classic, but that was so long ago. God, it hurts to say. It hurts to say. Like, heart attack even thinking about how long ago District 9 was. I saw that in theaters, and we had no idea what we were going to watch. We were like, okay, this was the failed Halo movie that they turned into something else, but we did not expect to see what we saw on that screen that night. Freaking insane. Of course, I had to buy it from Blockbuster, where I worked at the time. We bought it, played it, watched it a million times. I have it on Blu-ray. That's how big of a deal it is. So maybe he's had a long time deal with Sony for a while. Neil really does remind me of, God, who's the dude who did The Creator and Rogue One? He reminds me a lot of him. Who did that? Who did Rogue One? God, why am I forgetting his name, dude? Gareth Edwards. So he reminds me a lot of Gareth Edwards. Gareth comes from CG background, kind of like Neil Blomkamp. I would say they're very, very similar, you know? And honestly, The Creator was a better Electric State than Electric State was. And that was only $80 million. Bro was able to make The Creator with $80 million versus Electric State was $320 million. Just differences in practices there. But Starship Troopers, Dizzy. Everybody's got to pick Dizzy, right? That was a big fight over the last week. Who's better, Dizzy or Carmen? Dude, Dizzy, 100%. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, Dizzy. This could be a really crazy good movie, but are you afraid of it trampling on the original 1996 movie and how that was? It's kind of gotten it's kind of gotten more famous over time, you know, the movie. I think when it came out, it was kind of like a dud. 1997, my bad. But it got more and more famous and popular as the years went on, and it also had a CG TV show, Rico's Roughnecks, which I used to watch, which was meant for kids. I used to watch that on local KCAL 9. Crazy. Out here in California. It was terrible animation. It was a lot like Beast Wars and Reboot. But I watched it. I thought it was sick. I thought the technology was cool. The science fiction of it all. And of course, I know it's a huge allegory for, you know, fascism and wartime and that kind of thing. But yeah. Look, I'm curious if Blomkamp what he's going to do with it. He's known for a different take versus Pat Verhoeven. So this is going to be one to watch. It will not be a remake of or reboot of the 97, more a direct adaptation of the 1959 novel. So it's kind of like, where did they remake it and it was more in line with the book? Didn't they come out the movie like that recently that was more like that? I'm trying to remember which movie came out more recently that was more accurate to the book than it was the original, like, movie. I guess Dune. Dune is a great example of that. So this is probably Sony's version of Dune. So their first adaptation of Dune wasn't, God bless them, wasn't the best. I do like Denis Villeneuve, his take on it. I actually have, you can't see it. There's the popcorn bucket up there. There's the popcorn bucket way up there. I love that thing. I love how goofy it is. I love how goofy it is. But this is going to be their version of a redo on a novel. It's going to be more serious. It's going to be probably more in line with that. So this is going to be one to watch for sure. But Neil Blomkamp, I got faith. I got faith in that. 100%. And finally, from Cosmic Book News. Daredevil Born Again viewership worse than thought, even below Echo. So, there's a lot to discuss here. We're just going to read off what they have first. Disney has already confirmed Daredevil Born Again only had 7.5 million views in its first 5 days, and that's the first F2 episodes. That number is right around what Agatha got with 9.3 million views. I'm sorry, that's not close. That's a couple million different. It's unknown if Daredevil actually pulled ahead in its first full week, but if you take the daily average, Daredevil at least comes out on top. So I guess they split that up between days. But we can go by numbers that have been released. Either way, those viewership numbers Born Again are really bad. We're now getting more data from Luminate, which is owned by Penske Media. Okay. The same company that has a monopoly on all shill sites like Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, and so on. So we know where this person is. Before we dive in, Luminate's data claims Loki Season 2 is at the bottom of the list, which is hard to believe in contrast with Disney's official numbers of Loki Season 2's 10.9 million views in its first 3 days. So Luminate's data and wherever they get it from should be questioned. This is from the writer, not me. Not sure. Below Echo, Secret Invasion, and Loki Season 2. That said, Luminate's charts show that Daredevil Born Again's first week viewership came in lower than both Echo and Secret Invasion. It's worth noting that Marvel dropped all the episodes of Echo at once, which explains the big initial bump followed by a falling off a cliff. However, Secret Invasion only launched with 1 episode, while Daredevil Born Again had 2. Luminate also reveals that as of the second week, Daredevil Born Again is trailing Agatha, Loki Season 2, and Secret Invasion. By day 10, it's also behind Echo. By that time, Daredevil Born Again had released 3 episodes, which is not a good sign. Oddly, the Variety article tries to spin the numbers as a win for Daredevil Born Again, despite Disney's own data showing how low the viewership actually is. Variety laughably, are people actually that gullible? Claims Daredevil Born Again beats the odds so far and calls it one of the stronger debuts of the current phase of MCU shows. There's a lot of curving the story here. The one that I saw was, this is the most watched Disney Plus debut this year. It's the only Disney Plus premiere this year. It's the only one. There's only been one. This is it. But viewership for this current phase of MCU shows has been the gutter. That includes Agatha, Secret Invasion, Echo. Even Loki Season 2 saw a significant drop from Season 1. That's supposed to be a win. It's not. 70% or more of MCU fans aren't tuning in. That's a bad sign. The fact is, Marvel fans aren't watching Daredevil Born Again. To put things into perspective, it's likely that 70 to 90% of Marvel fans aren't watching. For proof, we can simply compare the box office grosses of Deadpool & Wolverine to those of the recent Captain America Brave New World, which is a whopping 70% difference in favor of the Merc with the Mouth. That's a huge chunk of fans not showing up to see Anthony Mackie as Captain America. So, it's not a stretch to think that even fewer Marvel fans are bothering with Disney+. So this goes on and on. I have a couple of thoughts on Daredevil's lack of numbers. It's 2 things. First off, Daredevil Born Again is a mature title. Now, Echo may have been a mature title as well, so I guess it's not apples to apples, but maybe parents let kids watch that. But if they didn't, then it was more so people were very curious about Echo, and maybe they were hate watching. That's just a guess. So it's possible now that with Daredevil Born Again being a hard, mature rating, that parents aren't letting their kids watch. They're not letting their kids watch. So that's going to be a lot of the fan base. What are you going to need to do for that? You're going to need to push more into your mature audience. The problem that I'm having with the show so far is that it's jumping from one side to the other. It is sometimes too dumb for a mature audience, and then sometimes it is not mature enough for the mature audience. So it's not really made for a mature audience right now. It seems like they're pushing in different F-bombs or blood and all this other stuff. It seems to be tiptoeing around it, but then it has like a huge F-bomb. 3 of them in the last episode, for instance. So that this is meant to be a mature title, but at the same time there's kind of like goofy stuff happening that kind of seems like it was meant to be something else. It's a bunch of different pieces of gum, like I said in my review, being just stuck together for the show so far, and that's why there's no cohesive vision or language that the show is pushing out. So maybe a lot of people who would have tuned in are not, also because they're over it. All the Disney Plus shows, maybe they've tuned into the Disney Plus show and they haven't dug it. They didn't like what was happening on Disney Plus, and maybe they don't want to watch Daredevil go through the same thing. Which this is, this is supposed to be a direct sequel to the show, right? If you're gonna have that, then you open up the comparison between this show and the old show. You do. So with that, when you compare, there's no comparison. This is the worst out of the 4. So I'm hoping that in episode 6, which only then has 3 episodes after that, we have some good ground beneath us and the show gets into it. What's up, Brett? How are you, dude? It is pushing tone and aesthetic. It is. But if it's crazy because there's a lot of different shots that are different tones and different aesthetics. And you're right, there isn't a clear direction. There isn't a clear vision. It's a jumbled mess right now. Like I said, I think they need to get through the old stuff to get into the new stuff. But that's a reason why I feel. That's the 2 reasons why. And here's the other reason too. If you wanted to go for a mature audience, you own Hulu. Why is it on Disney Plus? This show should be on Hulu. Everybody knows you own Hulu. Just put it on Hulu. That has a more mature audience, a more mature base. You just had freaking a Shogun. You have The Bear on there on FX, which is on Hulu, right? All that stuff is on FX, which is on Hulu. You have a mature viewer base there. Put it on Hulu. I think they put Echo on Hulu, didn't they? Yeah, it's on Disney Plus because Disney needs to justify itself. Or they need to make sure that it's a Marvel property and they don't feel like maybe they feel like if they divide up their audience, that would be a worse thing. But to me, Disney Plus, I know Disney Plus in other markets, such as Japan, Disney Plus is a place where you watch mature movies and stuff. I see Hideo Kojima post a lot. He's watching a lot of, let's say, R-rated movies, and he keeps saying on Disney Plus, on Disney Plus. He even had a documentary about himself on Disney Plus in Japan, versus in the States, his documentary was on Hulu. So there is a different things going on in different regions. So for us though, still the mature platform for their content should be Hulu. And I think if you put that content on Hulu, I think it's more of a winner than it is on Disney Plus. So yeah, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, really. It makes me sad. Whew. But that's the news. That be the news. We had the WB State Farm commercial with Batman. Starship Troopers is being made by Neil Blomkamp over at Sony. Hopefully that's good. And then, yeah, Daredevil's not doing well. Thank you, Toxie. Can I call you Toxie? Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. Man or woman. So with that, how you guys want to do this? I have old comics and then I have the new comics. I can just pull them all out and we can talk comics. We kind of breeze through some of the news. But yeah. Let me pull out my old comics from last week and I can talk about those. Since we didn't do the pull list. And then a little bit later for the knick-knack of the week, I have this little guy right here. I'm hoping to get this hooked up to the computer. And then we have a stack of comics. We need to pick 10 comics to get graded next weekend at CGC. I hope I have time. But at least we'll get to pick them. So let me get. It's cool if you call me Toxie. Good. Like Toxic Avenger. $10? Yeah, 10. I always get 10. Last year I did 10. These are comics that I actually read. So Xavier, he escaped. He's on the run now. That was a pretty good issue. Is that the minimum? No, the minimum's like 1. I just want to do 10. I did 10 last year. This is a great issue. This is 2 weeks ago. That's a great issue. Finally getting into more psychology. And then this was a good one too. This was a really good one. Like, I love this run of Moon Knight. Fist of Khonshu, issue number 6. Can't believe we're in issue 6. This was from 2 weeks ago. I read these. Those I read, so they had to bring Mark Spector basically almost back from the dead. He didn't die, but did you die? No, he didn't die. So from last week we have issue number 2 of Green Lantern Corps. I read this one today when I got home. This one's actually, it was okay. The cover really doesn't do, it's not accurate at all what happens, but you do see John and Shaira. Yeah, Hawk Girl. You see them kind of going on a mission together, and there's a lot of fallout from the events of what happened with the color spectrum, and then this I almost called him the Sorrow, but he basically is Sorrow, the Gray Lantern. He attacks on their mission and starts a lot of people feeling sorrow, and then Kilowog is actually able to fight him off with his willpower. So that was pretty cool. I liked that comic. This one was good. This one was fun. I really like this issue of Geiger, which is like, again, from 2 weeks ago. This issue of Geiger, this is issue number 13. 12. Sorry, 12. Issue number 12 of Geiger. This was great because it talks about this woman right here who is Ashley, and she's talking to Tariq, who is Geiger. She's trying to teach him how to control his glowing powers, his glowing stuff, because she herself is a glowing person as well, and she was able to learn how to control it. That's why she's able to fight with her batons, her rods, without them being in her back. So she's able to look like this without it. She also has the ability to absorb radiation powers. So at one point, they actually are looking for Dr. Molotov, who was the person who created the rods for Tariq and for Ashley. They run into these Hills people. These Hills people are basically going to kill them. They're like incestuous. They're really messed up. Person of color? Jesus Christ. Congratulations. That's good. I hate you. That's good. Would you consider someone who glows bright green a person of color? Oh my god. You won the week. You won the week. But in any case, Tariq is not able to control his powers. And he's not able to control it. She's trying to get him to remember where he was when he was able to control it in that moment of hugging his family. But he isn't. He actually blows up, basically in a radioactive explosion, almost like a nuclear bomb, except of just pure radiation. And then he decimates the Hills people, man. Decimates them. And she's able to absorb all that, and you see her glowing, and she's like, we're gonna have to keep working on this. So, that is Geiger, issue number 12. Dude, yeah. Toxie, dude, Geiger's a good book. Almost everything from Ghost Machine, which is Jeff Johns and Image's imprint. Ghost Machine, everything from them is bomb. Rook Exodus is amazing too. That's actually on a little break right now. Been very interested in reading Ghost Machine comics, just don't know where to start. Oh man, I can't imagine. So there's a couple of different, I could explain it to you. there's a couple of different worlds with Ghost Machine. I believe there's 3. There's Geiger, which is in a world called the Unnamed. And then there's a couple of comics that is in this universe. So you see Unnamed right there. That means it's in this universe. So there's Geiger. There's also another one called Redcoat, which takes place in the same universe, just a little bit further back in time. So the same timeline. And let me see if I can pull up. There usually is a timeline in the book right here. Beautiful. So here is the timeline of this universe, and it's in every single issue. I do believe there is a trade paperback as well if you want to pick that up for the first couple issues of Geiger and Redcoat. So that is the Unnamed universe. There also is Rook Exodus, which is its own universe. There is 6 issues of that one. That one is really badass, really awesome, science fiction, different world, really, really good book. Much different than this book. This book is more closer to a post-apocalyptic caper book. Not a caper per se, but a cape book, like superpowers. That one is more pure sci-fi. Really, really good stuff. And then there's a third world that is with the Rockefellers and with Hyde Street. Yes, Hyde Street. Hyde Street is more so a horror book. And I'm digging that one as well. But it's a lot of Jeff Johns titles. I don't know how he's writing all this. Pure madman. But the art is always fantastic. The stories so far are really good. So if you're into horror and like more sorrowful stories, that's Hyde Street. Usually it's talking about how on Hyde Street, it's this universe. It's almost like, what's it called? Purgatory. So these people have technically passed on, but they're not able to pass on to heaven or hell yet. They need to be kind of punished for what they did and taught a lesson. And so we have a couple of characters who are our main characters who are semi-not good people that kind of torture the souls that fall into Hyde Street. So it's almost like a Twilight Zone mixture of purgatory. So that was the thought of that one. But I dig that one too. Rockefellers is a more, so far it's like it's a science fiction family who travels into this different world, almost like ours, 1960s kind of thing. Honestly, I need to refresh myself with Rockefellers. I haven't read that one in a while. But yeah, there's lots of good stuff from Ghost Machine, and I think I get every single title. I think I have every single title from them. So, digging that one a lot. Next from last week, oh, speaking of, here's Redcoat, issue number 10. It looks like we get to meet, what's cool about Redcoat is that he's traveling through time, right? And he's not really traveling through time as in he goes back in time. It's more so he is immortal. He's immortal. Something happened during the creation of our country in 1776 where he stops a cult magical dark spell and he becomes immortal. So basically you see what he's up to and he meets a bunch of American characters, American people. Like in the last issue or so, he met Johnny Appleseed and he had an interaction with him. So he's meeting a bunch of big name Americans throughout history. Sooner or later, he's going to catch up to Geiger timeline because this is in the past. This is like the current timeline with Geiger. Sooner or later, he's going to run into him, and that's going to be a crazy confrontation. Didn't get to read that one yet, though. Next one from last week. You're going to check it out? Good. That'd be awesome. Like I said, if you're interested in more of a trade paperback, I think they have those available too. I'm not sure. Next issue from last week is The Moon is Following Us. Issue number 7. This one, again, it takes place in our world, but then it's also in this reality that is their daughter's dream world. She is stuck. She's almost like in a coma that she's dreaming in the whole time. And it's almost like the Matrix where whatever happens in the dream happens in real life. So if you die in the dream and you're hooked up to this machine where you can get into her dream, almost like Inception, then you die there too. But you're able to create a bunch of crazy stuff. And we finally see them kind of embracing their like imagination and using their daughter's imagination. That's why they're so funky looking on here. But they kind of armored themselves and armed themselves a certain way before, and that wasn't working against the forces inside the dream. So they had to redo their entire plan. And yeah, that was a good one. Next one is issue number 9 of Napalm Lullaby by Rick Remender. This one, I'm digging it. It's a little bit slow to come out, so I do have to kind of refresh myself with the story. But in this one, this is like a near future story, kind of like a different universe again. But there's a really crazy cult that has taken hold, and these two have different powers. So one is called, he's making more, what? Yeah, Rick Remender. What did I say? So in this universe, though, there's like a cult with superpowers, and then one of them almost is like a Supergirl, basically. But these two are the bastard children of their prophet, their cult leader, and they have... Oh, yeah. No, this is a great story. I love this one. So Napalm is able to create and do stuff inside people's dreams. And then... Or is that Lullaby? Yeah, Napalm uses... Oh, no. Napalm, he's the boy. He's the boy. What he's able to do is he kind of pulls in and feels people's emotions. So he's able to read people's emotions, and sometimes it gets so overwhelming that he can't control himself. And then Lullaby is the one, she kind of puts him to sleep. So she puts people to sleep and then is able to get into their dreams, almost like, again, like Inception. So they're able to do some heists at the very beginning, but they're able to work their way into heaven, quote unquote, which is where the cult leaders are. And there was actually an event. So this event was basically Lullaby blowing up. Huge, huge event. And then you get to see inside of the boy's dream. And that was a really weird sequence, but she is actually put everybody into a dream world, into a dream state. And he's the only one that is able to see through it. So that was the last issue. It was a long time ago, Brett. That was a long time ago, that issue. Next on the pull list from last week is issue 5 of Absolute Superman. This is probably my least favorite Absolute book as of right now. It's not that it's bad, it's just that it's not pulling me in as much as, I would say, Wonder Woman's number 1 for me. Batman's number 2, which is shocking because I'm a Bat fan. Number 1 Bat fan. But yeah, I think Wonder Woman's doing a better story than Absolute Batman is. But Absolute Batman's still badass. Going against the Black Mask and that whole crew. I've seen some previews from this week. Spoilers. That looks pretty badass. This one right here is X-Men, issue number 13. X-Men, issue 13. This one looks like it's another part 4 of 7 of the Manhunt series. So hopefully they catch me up, because I only read Uncanny X-Men issue number 12, I believe. And that's where Xavier broke out. So it looks like Xavier is messing with our X-Men crew. We're going to see what gets into that. I should get all my Absolute number 1s graded? You think so? I can. You think that's going to be worth it? I can definitely do that. Next from last week is Green Lantern, issue number 20. Really cool seeing the entire crew. Like I said, I haven't been able to hop into this one, but you do see Hal going off on a different mission, and the Green Lantern Corps has kind of been reformed after the big events. So he goes off on his own mission, and yeah, from there, we're going to see what happens. And then lastly, this was actually thrown in by... What up, Mando? How are you, dude? I gotta do it.
Welcome back, Mando. They all hate you, Mando.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. So this one is from Image Comics, and it is Camp Zawadaski, Bel Air, Ostmain, and Elau and Muller. This was actually thrown in by my LCS, and this is Assorted Crisis Events. From what I hear, this is a kind of like a collection of stories, but yeah, I heard this one was pretty good, so that's the end of stuff from last week. That was last week's poll list, and kind of some stuff that I read. So I'm gonna put that over here. I'm gonna put all these books over here. So you think I should put all the Absolute number 1s? Everyone hates Mando. They all hate you, Mando. You think Absolute number 1s? That's 3. Maybe. All right, let me get the pull list from this week. And it is huge. Okay. So the reason that took so long is because there is this many titles this week. Look at all that. Look at that. Oh my freaking god, dude. And if you think this week is bad, just wait till next week. Just wait till next week. Holy crap, you guys. Okay, let me figure out what the pick of the week shall be. There's a couple that could be the pick of the week. I like this book. I like that one. I like that one too. That one, I've been enjoying. There's so many great polls this week, you guys. I think we gotta do it. We gotta do this one. Okay. I heard there's a new series called Thundercats Lost. I'm wanting to check it out. I do believe I saw that on the website. Yes, I heard about that one. So I do believe. Let me pull up my list real quick, just to make sure I have the right count. I think I have like 14 books. God. There's too many books. We're in trouble. Let's just say we're in trouble. If we're having to pull this amount of books, we're in trouble. 14. It's right. 14 books. There was a title that came out, I think, called Thundercats. Yeah, I hope you are too. Where was it? Thundercats Lost? Yes. So this one came out February. Oh, that was the order cutoff. So yeah, Thundercats Lost. Intense had drama and bickering. It looks good. Hey, one person gave it a good review. That's good. One person gave it a good review. Okay. So the first issue for this week, you guys know I'm a fan of this book, so we got to keep it rolling. It is Dick Tracy, issue number 8. Been enjoying this book a lot, man. Even the Valentine's Day issue, I had great fun with that one. But we have a new killer, and this one's a little bit different of a story. We're going after what looks to be a serial killer instead of just a mob crime story. So a little bit different of a take, but Dick Tracy's got his whole team on board with this one. The St. Valentine's Day one-off was a fun comic. That one was really fun because it was almost like 2 mysteries in one, and they both were pretty good, talking about the film industry in the 1930s and that kind of thing, or 40s, I'm sorry. So I think this is like 48, 47, which is the noir after World War II. But Dick Tracy, issue number 8, love it. Love it. Old school, dude. I love the Dick Tracy. This new run from Mad Cave is really good. Oh wait, not super sure. All the Absolute books have been reprinted a bunch. They have been reprinted. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know, Brett, about getting the Absolutes slabbed, graded. I mean, I have all the Ultimate books too. Do you think maybe Ultimate Spider-Man? We'll talk about that. Maybe Ultimate Spider-Man. Not sure. This next one, if you're into horror anthology books, this one's the best one that I've found so far that is running. And this is Epitaphs from the Abyss, issue number 9. Love this. This is such a great read. Every single time. I don't think I've been let down once. Epitaphs from the Abyss, issue number 9. Really, really fun read if you're into horror. Like I said, every single time it reminds me of the old Scouts Life horror books that they used to have. Those were more tame. This is like, decapitations and stuff. Isn't there an Ancient Dick Tracy movie? I've never watched it if there is. Ancient as in the 90s? Yes. It's got Madonna. It was made by Touchstone, I believe, which is a Disney company back in the day. There is. You haven't watched it either? Dude, it is ancient. It's like 91. Like I said, Madonna is in it. You're good, Toxie. Number ones, keys, and first appearances are always great candidates. That's true. That's true. I mean, I got Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 1. I got the Absolutes issue number 1. I mean, even Ultimate Universe? Possibly. Possibly, we can talk about that. I'm down. If some of you guys have been riding with me this whole time, bless you, for sure. But this is a book that I've had a tough relationship with. This is James Tinian's The Deviant, and I do believe, I could be wrong, this is a pretty big book. This is about a year and a half in the making, or about a year plus, yeah, year and a quarter in the making, right here with The Deviant. So we may have a final issue of this book, and like I said, it is, yeah, I've been hauling it a long time. It's a big book. Let me see if there's any more issues coming out, but this could be it. Yeah, of 9, this is it. This is it. This is the final curtain call. When I say this is it, I really mean this is it. Could be a video essay, so you didn't waste your time. I mean, it's been alright. Ooh, the reviews look like it's very positive, so I'm really hoping for a good payoff here. Really hoping for a good payoff. This has been, like you said, a long time in the making. The last issue did reveal a bunch of things about our main character. The last 2 issues, actually, 7 and 8, have revealed a lot about our main character and his backstory, that kind of thing. But we're going to see if all of that pays off. I didn't like it a lot in the beginning because a lot of it was tropey and preachy and stuff like that, but let's see if it pays off, man. I'm riding with you, bro. Let's go. And this is a $3.99 title. It's not bad. But shoot, man, I've been trying. Oof, that story. Working a long time on that one. You thought it was from the 70s? Oh, shiz. No, it was the 90s. I actually had a bunch of toys at my grandparents' growing up from the Dick Tracy movie, which is crazy because to me 3 movies from the early 90s stand out. Rocketeer, which I do want to do a video essay on. I do want to do a review on, kind of like what I did with Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit is 2, and then 3 is Dick Tracy. I feel like they were all made around the same exact time, and they're all kind of noir, 30s, 40s-ish. So, dude, I can't believe this one's on issue 12 already, but this is from the Spawn universe. Rat City. Issue number 12. This one, it is what I always say, it's like Batman Beyond, but for the Spawn universe. So something happened in the mainline Spawn universe with issue 300, and the effect of that event spread out through time. This is the same universe as Spawn, just in the future. So think of Batman Beyond, Neo Gotham. This is kind of like Neo New York City. Neo New York City. So New York City. And so the Hellspawn powers have been, like, it traveled through time and space, and it infected this nanomachine technology. Spawn, yeah, 2099, that's another good point. Yes, exactly, Toxie. Yes. But it infected these nanomachines. So a couple of the guys with the Hellspawn powers, one of them lost his mind and ended up dying. But the red that you see inside or around our character, it's not a cape. It's actually his friend's blood. The nanomachines, he was able to control them, and it is now a part of him. So his best friend's blood is always a part of him. Pretty badass. But the story so far, it's another great Spawn book, $2.99. Great quality art, great quality of a book. We got these always. I'm always going to shout out the quality of these books for $2.99. They are short. They're short, but the quality, and every month you get a new comic. Really good stuff. So Rat City, issue number 12. That's shocking. I've been reading it for a year. I remember an old Alec Baldwin movie called, oh yeah, The Shadow. That's another one. Dude, The Phantom? Shadow, Phantom. Early 90s, mid 90s had a bunch of those old pulp figures, characters coming out of the woodwork, man. The Phantom. Yeah, that was a bad Shadow movie. That was a bad Shadow movie. I wish they would do another interpretation of it, but give it a real good take. I didn't like that Shadow at all, and Shadow's a badass character. What is it? Isn't it Batman influenced by... people say Zorro. Was it Zorro and the Shadow? Something like that? I forget. They have a they have a toy taxi from the... Yes, exactly. Zorro for sure, yeah. I know he was at the Zorro movie in the story of his backstory, right? Unless you're watching Batman Begins. But I didn't know if Zorro was an influence on him, but definitely. You know, crime fighter, power to the people kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, man. This next one is... Honestly, it's not bad, but I think the villain of the story is doing all of the legwork that's keeping me interested in this book. And this is an expensive book. Marvel is freaking killing me with this, dude. They are killing me. But this is Daredevil Unleash Hell, issue number 3, the Red Band issue. There's a reason for it. And there's a reason for this comic, too. It's a Muse story. Muse has returned from the depths of hell, and he has possessed this artist woman. So you're kind of getting a female Muse. Yay. But you're getting another Muse story. And I've never read Muse. I missed that whole run. So looking at what we have in Born Again definitely coincides with what we have here. But I enjoy the just straight up serial killerness of the character of Muse. And I think that's something really missing from Marvel Comics right now. I haven't seen any stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy that they put it into the Unleash Hell, which is Elektra's Daredevil run, rather than Matt's. But Matt's dealing with the demons that have come back from hell with him once he was reincarnated, basically. So he's dealing with that, and I think they wanted to get some eyes on this, because the last Daredevil with Elektra didn't do so well. Her going against the new Punisher, which had the same exact backstory as Frank Castle, just he's blonde. That was bad, man. I'm sorry. That new Punisher run, that was bad. And they tried to do something with Elektra going against him. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to come out at the same exact time, but this one got delayed. But anyways, this one, much better. Much better. Unleash Hell, Daredevil, issue number 3. Schultz, Pinty, and Suarez. But $4.99 for that book, and Marvel is not known for the type of quality, we got some problems. This next one I might like better than the mainline Gunslinger book. And it's crazy that we're getting a lot of books that kind of overlap each other within the same universe, but this is Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger. I love Western comics. I love Westerns, and this one mixes the Western comics and Hellspawn stories. So he's got Hellspawn powers, but then he's also a cowboy in the 1800s. Very, very cool aesthetic, but also really great storytelling. And again, $2.99 for a good quality Spawn book. You can't go wrong. This series tells the tale of the creation of Gunslinger, which I don't believe we saw before, because I hopped on pretty late on the Gunslinger normal mainline, but you didn't see the creation of him. In this comic book, in the first issue, you see how he was created. You see why he was created. And you see the first adventure experience of him being a Hellspawn. So, really, really good stuff. I like this one almost better than the mainline Gunslinger, to be honest. Not digging the mainline Gunslinger too much right now. This next one was almost the pick of the week. It was almost the pick of the week. I really enjoyed issue number 1, and that was a big book. This issue seems to be a little bit thinner, but I'm hoping for another quality issue here, and this is Bug Wars. Bug Wars issue number 2. Really good time with this one. The issue number 1 had a lot of work to do. It was setting up the entire universe, setting up the story, the characters, everyone's goals and aspirations, everyone how they are, and it successfully pulled it off. It had me hooked. There's a lot of interest. There's a lot of question marks along what's going on here. But basically, this is an adult, messed up version of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's kind of what it is. So in this dude's backyard, he has empires, worlds, basically. It's one big mini world, and there's different groups of bugs. We'll call them bugs. And there's people, it's just a crazy, crazy universe, and there's more to it than just bugs. I think there is definitely a huge conspiracy here, and I'm curious to see if that is the case, because there's like an amulet that made him shrink, and there's a mystery with his father being killed and dead. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. Have you seen Solar Opposites? I don't think I have. What's that? Solar Opposites. But issue number 2, Bug Wars, love it. Jason Aaron, Mahmoud Asrar, Matthew Wilson, and Becca Carey. What's Solar Opposites? Oh, this one on Hulu. I've seen the drawings. Oh no. It's ending with season 6. It does the whole shrunken backyard empire thing? Oops. I may have just broken your heart, dude. It will end with the 6th season. That's sad. But okay. It looks goofy. It looks like is it very much a Rick and Morty? It looks like a Rick and Morty. I like when things I like when things end. Me too. It's more fun than Rick and Morty. Okay, good. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I'm gonna check that one out. I'm gonna screenshot it. Screenshotted. Okay. It's made by the same people? Okay. Less grim, less bleak. I understood Rick and Morty. I thought it was cool at the beginning. I just got kind of tired of the joke. Got kind of tired of the joke, to be honest. Next up from Marvel, another $4.99 title. Jesus. Let's just say some of these companies, they really are hoping that no one pays attention to how much money they spend, and they're trying to bring in as much money as possible. You know, makes sense. This is issue number 13 of Ultimate X-Men by Peach Momoko. This one's probably my 3rd favorite Ultimate book going right now. I would say. Yeah, my 3rd favorite. Number 1, Spider-Man. 2, Wolverine. Chris Condon. Like it. And then this one right here. Yeah, this one's just got a lot of stuff going on where we get more and more. Oh man, I gotta refresh my mind with this one, but yeah, digging this one. I'm digging it. I gotta refresh my mind on that one. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Justin Roiland started it, but left after being outed as a creep. Harmon isn't attached at all. Oh, is it the same like creatives though? Like animators and stuff like that? Hey, issue number 14 of Ultimate Black Panther. Peach is such a blessing. Yeah, she's great. The art is fantastic. Ultimate Black Panther number 14. This is probably right after X-Men. This one, I dig the war that's happening in Africa and how it's really crazy seeing the Vibranium and their version of a Doctor Strange and her working with the Vibranium, and the Vibranium is basically like alive. It has a conscience, and she's able to unlock that consciousness with her magic powers. So let me see if I can get a shot of their Doctor Strange. I would say a wizard or whatever sorcerer they call her, but she's basically Doctor Strange. Woman Strange. Woman Strange. Woman, you're strange. Here she is. I don't know why she's got the side buzz. Here's their version of Doctor Strange, basically. But yeah, she's a wizard. Wizard Harry. She's got this. I don't think she has a side buzz. I'm just saying. Looks like there's some more interactions with their version of Killmonger, who is hooking up with Storm in this universe. But yes, very, very cool stuff on this one. Like I said, it's my 4th favorite. The Ultimates is my least favorite. And I actually just read issue 8 of that one. So I only have a couple of mainline Marvel books. And that's what's crazy to me with Marvel. I have a lot of Marvel books, but none of them are kind of mainline. So this one is kind of cool to see. This is the big event book that happened after Blood Hunt over the summer. Fudge, that was over the summer. That was a long time ago. But this is One World Under Doom. In the first issue, we see the ramifications of what happens when Doom becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, and he basically takes over the world. And he is kind of, I think we discussed this last time, he was putting in all of the social equities, I would say, that people want, and he's doing that for, of course, his own reasons, but it's kind of like bad guy doing good things. Does that equal good guy? You know, he's putting in a bunch of social safety nets, that kind of thing. Healthcare for all kind of thing. But the heroes, they try to break into Latveria, and they kind of get duped. And they find out that Doom had actually killed... Who did he kill and replaced him? He was able to replace some... Oh, did he replace... Fudge. Was it Baron Zemo? He replaced Zemo because Zemo was all against him in Hydra. Like, Hydra was not ready to get down with Doom, so they actually fought Doom, and he was able to replace him with like a clone. And because all of a sudden on the TV, Hydra's like, yes, we shall fight for Doom. We're good with Doom. And they're like, what? Well, that doesn't make any sense. And then they go and attack Latveria, and they find out that that's actually like a clone. So yeah, pretty wild stuff. We'll see if this cover actually equals what happens, but I dug that one. One World Under Doom. One World Under Doom. If my memory serves me correct, this next one's issue number 6 from Walsh, Vargas, and Carey. And this is Null Hunter, an Olympus saga. So again, what I think we're doing with this is they're kind of making a sci-fi version of Olympic stories, Olympic versions. And so instead of, let's say, a war to Troy or something, that's like a Greek tale, this one, there was a war on a planet kind of thing. So they're using the Olympic Greek mythology stories as like a baseline and then changing it for this universe. And this universe is freaking brutal. I will tell you, this main character went into, let's say there was like a colony planet, right? And these farmstead people, they didn't want to bow down to this guy's emperor, but he came over to help them out because they had an infestation. He was able to clear out the infestation, and he said, if I do this, you've got to become part of the empire. He did it, and they said, you know what? The farm leader, the homestead leader, he was like, no, we're still not going to follow you. And so the farmstead leader's son kills him and says, we will do whatever you ask. So pretty crazy stuff there. You kind of saw that coming because you saw the farmstead son kind of like, hey, we need to do that. We need to be with the empire kind of thing. But pretty cool stuff in Null Hunter. Good change of pace when you're reading a bunch of books. And I got a bunch of different type of books, huh? It's pretty rad. This next issue, it actually comes from Ghost Machine, and this is the Family Odysseys universe. So this is the Rockefellers. This is the book that I was talking about, that this family is kind of from a different universe, and they come into our universe, and they have all their technology, but it's, you know, they're stuck here. So they're trying to get back to their universe. They're trying to hide what they have technology-wise. Yeah, so this is Peter Tomasi, Francis Manapool, John Kalitz, and Ian Herring. So I dig this one. Like I said, I need to try to remember the last time I read it. So I need to remember issue 3 and 2. But what up, Collector? How are you, man? How are you? Brutal Farmers? Yeah. Yeah, it was like a colony. It was like a homestead, you know? So they set up a home on a planet, and they wanted, that's what they wanted. They wanted some, where do you call it when you terraforming? They wanted to terraform the planet. They wanted the Empire to set up the terraforming machines to really help them out. And the Empire's like, well, if you do that, you got to become a part of the Empire, and you got to give up a bunch of things. And the leader was like, man, we can't do that. So then the son, yeah. axed him. I still buy specific old Marvel comics, but I stopped reading the new issues because there's always so much stuff going on that I feel like I've gotten too behind in the story and missed a bunch of stuff. That is, I feel that a lot. I feel that a lot. There's too many titles. There's too many titles. I don't know if that has been the case the entire time. I feel like back in the day there may have been less. But even this week, like I said, I got 14 comics. I can't believe I'm trying to remember all these different storylines. And it really is a test. This, what you guys are helping me with, is really a test of my memory. You know, you read the book. I remember reading the books because it's almost a month between when I talk about the old book with you guys. So it's like, how much of this are you gonna remember to talk about with everybody on the show? So it really is a test of my memory, and some things stick out, some stories don't stick out. Like maybe I read the book and I'm all, okay, that was cool, but nothing really shocked me or had me like, oh, I can't wait to talk to them about it. But a couple of times it does happen. It does happen. Just stayed reading older comic books from the 2000s. Not a bad deal. A lot of people kind of stick to their old stuff now. They also don't like the new runs, and there's too many. That's my problem too, is there's too many SKUs. So if you look at Marvel, for instance, there's way too many SKUs, way too many stories, especially the X-Men series. I'm only picking up X-Men and Uncanny X-Men. I'm not picking up the other 4 comics. Spider-Man. How many Spider-Men are there, dude? Oh my god, that's almost as bad as the Bat Family. Too many titles branching out. Yes. Yes. See, I would say I'm more of a Marvel guy too. I'm Batman #1 favorite, but I am more of a Marvel character. Like I know a lot more Marvel characters, not even from the MCU, more so from the 90s comics, TV shows, cartoons that I watched. That's how I was more educated on the Marvel universe. Last 2 books. Absolute Batman issue number 6. Can't wait for this one. This one looks like it's going to be a blast. Him smashing faces and the Black Mask crew. Finally getting his just desserts. I think this is the final issue in the Zoo arc from Scott Snyder and Dragotta. I like Dragotta's art in this one. Some people aren't liking Dragotta's art. I'm curious why. I'm curious why on that. But I'm digging this one. It's been wild to watch. We're going to see how this arc ends. But yeah, next week we got a big Batman book. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And then finally, find myself buying... Oh, there you go. I'm surprised Aunt May doesn't have her own comic. No, Mary Jane will, though. And then they got Spider-Gwen and Gwenpool and Gwendolyn. I don't know. They got Gwenpool, though, coming back. Find myself buying more old trades of stories I grew up collecting and reading. That's a good... I got so many of them, dude. Look at this. I wonder if I can zoom in on it. See all those books back there? See all those books back there? Those are all trades. Those are all trades. Those are all trades. I've read most of them. So I used to have a Comic-Con rule. I would pick up one trade at least. And I still do have this rule. It just might be different this year. I have a rule that I get one art from an artist. Maybe that's a big artist. Maybe that's a big purchase. A lot of the stuff in my room is from artists at Comic-Con. I always try to pick up a trade. I always try to pick up single issues, at least one, and some old stuff, like really old stuff. If I wanted to go for, it doesn't have to be pretty. I'll show you guys some books when we get to them. They're not pretty. And then I always try to get some other item that isn't any of those items. So like maybe, you know, I got the film, a piece of film from The Dark Knight, which I have and I'm going to cherish forever. It's an actual 35mm cut film of it. And it's legit. I don't think it's the original print, but it's still badass. So I got that, and I got a bunch of other stuff. I got the hammer from Warhammer. I got that one. I got a couple of books. So I always try to get at least one trade per convention. I didn't really get one at LA Comic-Con. That one was more art-filled, and I was more dedicated to creating content. But I think with WonderCon coming up, I have a new purchase coming, by the way. So I do love my Canon R50 to death. I love this thing. I'm still going to bring it and do some shooting at the convention. But if I'm going to go and have a good time, I'm going to be shooting now on a different camera. I got the Osmo Pocket 3, which is really big for vloggers. And I'm going to give that a shot because I love this thing, but I don't want to carry it around all day. I don't want to carry it around all day, plus the gimbal, plus all this other stuff, plus the batteries. So I said, screw it. I'm going to try this Osmo Pocket 3. It literally goes in my pocket or my backpack. It's going to be easy. I have one bag. So that way I can do some comics hunting. I can do some content. And maybe I can live stream on the phone, you know. So I like that one, but I'm still going to film with this one. It's just, this is for more different case. So kind of excited for that. Aunt Maypool? Fuck. Don't give them ideas. You can find trades cheaper at cons. Vendors don't want to haul them back after the con. That's true. That's true. A lot of LCSs will have some percentage off too on special days. So you can maybe get a deal. You can also possibly find them at... where have I seen them? I mean, no, you wouldn't find them there. Yeah, that might be the best deal. You're right. Because they do have a bunch of prints. And like you said, always shop on Sunday. Collector, always shop on Sunday, right? They don't want to take it home. So that's when you can kind of wheel and deal. Especially for single issues. But here is our final book. It's the pick of the week. Always wheel and deal on Sundays. I'm sure it's difficult to buy merch, carry it, and all your filming equipment. Yes. You would need a bantha. I wish. So that's why I see a lot of people that create content and or let's say they're filming professionally, right? It's usually more than one person. I did an experiment last year at WonderCon, and you can check out some of the content I did from there. The bad part was it was raining. So I'm really trying to make my life easier, and I think this camera, it shoots 4K 120, amazing settings. The bad part is no zoom, that kind of thing, but I always had a wide lens on the R50. So I think it's going to be good. I'll probably just shoot more vloggy stuff. Maybe I'll be able to talk more about I'll go to more of the panels. I do want to go to more panels. I found myself filming more content than enjoying the experience of the convention. So if I go to panels, maybe I can shoot a panel reaction right afterwards, include that all into like one vlog of day 1, day 2. So that's kind of my thoughts now on filming for conventions. Also, I'm only going to Comic-Con for one day this year, Thursday. So I don't really want to bring a bunch of gear with me. You know, I want to bring my microphone and the Osmo Pocket, really, you know. So that might be the best for me. But hey, pick of the week. You may have seen this coming. This is Jeff Lemire back at it again with Absolute Flash, issue number 1, baby. Issue number 1 of Absolute Flash. He says a lot of inspiration for this book is like classic Flash stories. And I know that Jeff Lemire is a good writer. I know he is. I'm not enjoying the JSA run right now. I've heard a lot of the issues with the current JSA run is there's too many people. There's too many stories. There's too many characters. And it's kind of difficult to keep up on all that. So I'm hoping this is great. I think this is going to be awesome. And I think next week we have Absolute Green Lantern. So it's crazy. We're going to have 2 Absolute books a week. Or is it Manhunter? Yes, little spoilers for next week, Martian Manhunter. But dude, 2 Absolute books a week. They're going on the Ultimate Marvel timeline for sure. But I'm excited. They got some good writers on this one, good artists. Let's get into it, baby. Pick of the week. Absolute Flash. All right. A little bit different now, you guys. a little bit different. So we're going to move over to the knickknack of the week. And this is a special knickknack of the week. So I'm going to be picking 10 or so titles from my collection that's behind me. I pulled out a bunch of books, and I'm going to try to look at chat on my phone while I'm back there, but I do have to unhook this microphone and try to plug in our new microphone. So just chill for a minute. I'm going to mute the mic, and I'm going to hook up the other mic really quick. So just a sec. All right, check. You guys hear me okay? Look at. It may sound a lot different, and I apologize about that. The sound settings are not. Yep, perfect. Sweet. All right, let me see if I can set this up. All right, let's see if we can set this thing up. I think the Absolute Martian Manhunter design's sick too. I can't wait to get into that. I'm not the biggest Martian Manhunter extraordinaire. Dude, I'm so stoked for Andor. I don't know if I'm more stoked for Andor or Daredevil right now. Because Daredevil's kind of like meh. I think Andor is going to be a real solid vision. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in. And yes, we're watching G4. All right, let's see how this looks. Kind of good, a little bit up. I can't believe this is actually working. Can't believe this is kind of working. Let me bump up right. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna bring my phone. Has Daredevil shown the Punisher in his classic skull shirt yet? Nah. Dude, I'm waiting for the day where they actually have the Punisher in like his, not leotard, what's it called? His skin tight clothing. I'm waiting for that day. I'm gonna pull you all up on the iPad. We're technologically sound here. Ladies and gents. We are technologically advanced. There we go. All right. So we need to pick 10 books out of what is here. And I gotta say, I have a lot of books that I've gotten throughout the years. Some of these are stuff that I've had for basically ever. I've had them forever, since I was a kid. And I kind of want to start there. So we recently found this book. This is huge. This is, I think it's huge. I think everyone else had it. This is The Death of Superman. Death of Superman. I actually had to, I think this is the original packaging. Unless I put it in new packaging, maybe. But yeah, this came out, huge book. I actually do have the button as well, but when I pulled this out, I actually took out the button and I have it someplace else. So, Death of Superman. Remember, we're looking for books that we can get graded, that we can cherish in a slab forever. And like I said, this is a book that I've had since '92. I was there, man. I was there. You're hoping to make the Punisher look more 90s? I wish. With white gloves? White glove. Is The Death of Superman a comic book or a graphic novel? Honestly, it's like a long comic. It's $4.95. So can you imagine 1992, right? $4.95 for this honker of a book. This is basically a graphic novel. But it is thick. Definitely thick. With that, I also have 2 copies of this book, which is The Adventures of Superman, issue number 11. And this is from 1993. Really crazy stuff here. This is the Man of Steel fights for his life. Look at this. I have 2 copies of this guy. I have 2 copies of this one. So at least I can have 1 copy possibly slabbed, 1 copy not. This one's the actual original plastic that it came with. This one I repackaged. So I think one of them actually was my brother's. He wasn't a big comic book fan. I think we went to the comic book stores and he got trading cards, like baseball cards, and I went for the capes. So we have Death of Superman and The Adventures of Superman. So this is issue actually number 500. Early June 1993, issue number 500. That might be a big deal, guys. It might be a big deal. So I think either one of these is probably a good call. The issue number 500 of Superman is a $2.95 title back in the day. Comic books have not gotten that much of a price change, huh? It's almost like video games. Video games have always been, what, 60? But even back in the day, maybe they were 80 for that. So I have those Superman titles. Remember, we're looking for 10. We're looking for at least 10. I mean, hopefully 10. I'm not made of money, but this is some really important stuff that I do want to be protected. You know, I mean, they're technically in plastic and they're technically in these huge boxes that I have, but it's not the same as, you know, getting it graded and everything there. This one's kind of a thrown in because it's really the only indie book that I have that might be worth getting graded, and this is issue number 1 of The Secret Service. So if you guys aren't aware, this is actually the book that The Kingsman is based on. So what was his name? Eggy or something? Edgy? I don't remember. I like the Kingsman movies, man. The first one was really good. I like the latest one too, The Kingsman, World War I era. I dug that. I thought that was a lot of fun. But this one may be a good call to get graded too because of that whole TV series and everything. And I got this back when it was released. I saw number 1. I didn't know much about it, and I just grabbed it, really. So this has been in the plastic ever since then. So another possibility with that one. This was $2.99 10 years ago. Isn't that crazy? You had Superman versus Muhammad Ali? Got any Wolverines? I do. Dude, I have a huge stack of X-Men books that I want to get graded. There actually is one book that I've had since I was a kid with Wolverine in it. Let me show you. It's actually been a knick-knack of the week before, and we just recently were able to put it... Actually, this is still in its original plastic. That actually freaks me out. I've only read this book once, and this is the original plastic. Let me pull this a little bit closer for you guys. This is Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Punisher in Hearts of Darkness. Look at that. Original plastic. This one, it may be, do you guys think this thing should be a sure thing? Get it graded? I've read it once. I don't know if I'm gonna ever read it again. It's been in this plastic for God knows how many years. What was it? 91. This came out in 1991. But this one may be worth getting graded. That's wild art. Yeah. I love this one. It's a really special, it's actually a trifold comic, trifold cover. So you pull it out and it shows all the heroes in the trifold of it. So that's one thing too. I'm like kind of sad if it goes into a slab of plastic, you know? So I feel like this one's a good call. I feel like this one's a good call to get graded. I love Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Punisher, and trust me, when I was a kid, I was deathly afraid to open this up. I never opened it up. I just recently, when I found it again, opened it and read it. It was sick, it was badass. And it's classic art. Sad part is you can't see Punisher. Can't see Punisher on that one. So that one might be a... that one may be put in the good yes pile. And like you said too, we do have all of the Absolute books. What do you guys think? Death of Superman? Should I put that in the Absolute pile as well? Superman 500. And well, I'll put the one that's in the original plastic Mylar. We got 3. And then possibly 4 with Secret Service. Possibly 4. Venom Funeral Pyre #1 has my favorite cover art ever. Venom teamed up with Punisher on the cover. Ooh. We're actually going to be comic hunting at WonderCon. So I am looking for some more titles that are interesting and something to keep. Because we do have a couple of X-Men books that I do want to put into boxes. Venom Funeral Pyre. Oh, I see it. That's sick. Dude, I wish I got into more Venom comics in the 90s. I love that design. Do you have the Nightfall books? Azrael Batman. I do. That's actually our next stack. Let's get into that. So I have a couple of Night Quest, Night's End, but I don't have any Nightfall ones, but we can go through the Batman stuff. I also have... Are you excited for WonderCon? I feel like the Funko Pop announcements have been a letdown. Yeah, I think Funko... And how are you, Hawk fan? How are you? I think the Funko... Are you a big Funko person? I feel like Funko has kind of been going down for a while, and it's kind of been sad. It's kind of like a... It's kind of like an end of an era. That's kind of sad for me. It's just like the golden era of Comic-Con is... I think there needs to be a new renaissance of what Comic-Con really means after all of these big Hollywood people. You know, at the year that they didn't show up was kind of like a different con. Everyone was paying attention to the vendors, everyone was paying attention to the comics, the art, that kind of thing. And it's not really a huge show like it used to be. It still is a huge show in comparison to... Well, actually, I do need to go to MegaCon. I heard MegaCon's pretty big too. But yeah, with WonderCon, it's a much smaller show, 2 halls, and yeah, I feel like WonderCon always is a little bit smaller, but it used to be big. They used to be in the arena, dude. We used to have the arena to show TV show premieres. I watched the Lost in Space TV show premiere there. That was crazy. So some of the Azrael books, I'm gonna show you guys this one though. How do you guys feel about this one? This is a New 52 book. This is Batman Detective Comics, issue #1, but this is second printing. Second printing of Detective Comics. It's got the old DC Comics logo before they changed the DC logo, so it's still very old. I'm curious if this one's worth it. I didn't really like the Detective Comics books. That one actually fell off at issue 3. I didn't go further than that. I was, but you were right. It's been trending down. It has been, dude. It's been really sad. I think it's a lot of people who are more to... There's a lot of cosplayers. Like, God love them. I love cosplayers. I love the passion that they put into their costumes. It just feels like it is a lot of cosplayers that go to these conventions, that go to the events, kind of more so than... I mean, they're comics fans. I can't say that. But I don't know. It's just a lot of cosplayers. It's crazy. I do want to go to some panels. Like I said, that's why I'm getting that the camera, so I can go to say, hey guys, I'm gonna go into this panel, let you guys know what I see, and film that a little bit, and then just give some reactions to the panel, because there might be some really cool stuff there. Are you heading out there, Hawk fan? You heading out to WonderCon next week, next Friday? Be there. Eat at the food trucks. Even though they're expensive, it's much better than the convention food. So Nightfall, I don't really have Nightfall, but I have the repercussions of it. So I have Batman issue 504, which is Night Quest, The Crusade. We have Catwoman on top of Azrael. Again, these are a bunch of, what, 80s, late 80s, early 90s books? I think they're 90s, right? 93. So a bunch of 93 books. I like the Catwoman on this one. I thought it was cool, and I love Azrael. So this is a possibility. We got Batman issue 510, where Azrael is fighting this version of Batman with the long, long ears. I had one of the Night Quest comics. It was like issue 500 that came with a poster. 500's a big deal. I wonder if I'm able to find that. I do like this whole era, early 90s. It's kind of wild looking at these ones. We got Batman issue 491 with the Joker and a big eared Batman from 92, I believe. 93, April 93. And then we have Batman 461, another cool one where it says, once upon a time there were 3 women. I like this one because it was showing Catwoman and a couple of, I think, other love interests of Batman, which is kind of cool. And it's also got the bright yellow logo of that Batman flying around. You guys can see. So do you guys think any of these Batman ones would be good? I don't know. Maybe I should keep going, right? Another big crossover. I'm not sure if this is worth it, but this was in the Marvel world around 2012. I have issue number 1, first printing of Avengers versus X-Men. I got the whole run of Avengers versus X-Men here. I thought it was pretty badass. I read them all digitally, and then I owned them physically, so that way they were in the plastic and I didn't really read the pages. But AVX, I got issue 1 of that. You should grade it. I was thinking that too, issue 1 at least, right? And then this one's kind of cool. So this is the double-sized issue of Daredevil issue 190, and I do believe this is the resurrection of Elektra. I believe it's the resurrection of Elektra. I could be wrong, but I love this cover a lot. I thought it was beautiful. You should grade as Batman versus Azrael. We can put that in a maybe pile. So the maybe pile is now Batman versus Azrael. So that's Batman 510 and Secret Service issue number 1. That's our maybe pile. And we got, how many books do we got in the yes pile so far? 4. We got 4. Now, you may have seen this huge stack right here. That's because there's a lot. There's a lot here. I have this issue of Spider-Man. I do believe this is... Honestly, I'm trying to remember what this is. I think this is Spider-Man. This is 1991. This is Todd McFarlane. This is what, issue 13? This is the 13th all-new collector's item issue. The Legend of the Black Knight. And it's Spider-Man. Sub-City Part 1 of 2. So I think this is pretty famous of an issue. I think this is pretty big. And then on the back, you do have Sub-City Part 2 of 2. So I kind of got 2 comics in one here. And I believe that's Morbius. There. But we got Black Suit Spider-Man. And like I said, I think I got two books in one here when I bought it. So it's issue 13 and issue 14. It's the Sub-City plot. So Spider-Man comic looks great. This is a really big, I do believe this is a really famous cover. Todd McFarlane. I could be wrong though. I'm gonna put that in the maybe for now. We have a couple of these issues. This one I thought was big because this is in the original plastic packaging for Web of Spider-Man issue number 14. This is, I believe, 93, I'm sorry. Oh, this is kind of badass. So I must have gotten this on my birthday because I got this in September of 93, I believe. So it looks like we took a trip to the comic book store. So I got Web of Spider-Man issue number 9. The new Cadre, featuring pulse-pounding premiere of the new Marvel Superstar. Have you seen the Marvel statues they're selling at Walmart that look like classic comic covers? I haven't, no. I've seen a bunch of WWE toys at Walmart, which is wild to see too. But what's crazy is, let me show you guys up close. This is the original plastic wrap. So kind of like the Daredevil, how it came in that plastic wrap nowadays. Look at that. That's the original plastic. So it's not even Mylar. It's just plastic. And then I put that plastic into the Mylar. So it's, hopefully, it would be uber duper protected. Hopefully. Cool Qui-Gon shirt. Thank you. Kept thinking I saw a green lightsaber. Yeah, Qui-Gon. My favorite characters. One of my favorite characters. This next one's a little bit out there. That's gotta get slabbed. Oh, okay. Can you slab NRFBs? Hey, do you think this one more than the issue 13 and 14 of Spider-Man? You think that one more than that one? I'll put it in the yes pile. I don't know how much it actually is though. I mean, we can see. I do believe it is very important. I feel like it came out on my birthday or something. So damn. All right, we got 5. This next one was an oddity. I really don't know if it's I don't think it's worth anything, but it's just a wild one and it looks great in this plastic. I'll give you that. This is War is Hell from Marvel Comics. And it is brutal. This woman's about to get decapitated by either a I think it's a Viet Cong or North Korean troop. But absolute wild stuff that Marvel was doing. And this is the other side of my comics hunting that I do enjoy. It is the macabre. I want to find a bunch of comics that they would not be able to make nowadays and not be able to publish. So that's my other comic book hunting that I'm going to do at WonderCon, is more so macabre, weird old stuff like this one, War is Hell. The weirdest combat stories of all time. This is from April 1968. So it's quite possible it could be portraying the North Vietnamese. I think it would be the North Vietnamese. The death duel in the Far East. So maybe on this one. They have a black suit Spider-Man from Secret Wars that looks like this, his first appearance in the black suit standing over Kevin Birkin's shield. They were made by McFarlane. He was the one that put him in the black suit, right? And we didn't know at first what the black suit was. Did we know that it was a symbiote the whole time? Because that happened during Secret Wars, right? Or he was in the black suit during Secret Wars. Oh man, there's a couple of these Uncanny X-Men that I do want to get slabbed, you guys. So I did hunting a lot at Comic-Con, and this is Uncanny X-Men issue 145. The reason I got it is because it's got Doom on the cover, you guys. Got Doom and Storm on the cover. Oh, they're making the statues of that. Yes. That'd be sick. I think I paid 25 for this one. Uncanny X-Men. Issue 145 with Doom standing over a bunch of X-Men who are defeated and holding Storm. That one's pretty badass. There's definitely one in this pile that I'm going to put immediately into the yes pile. We have Uncanny X-Men issue number 216. I like this one because of the brown Wolverine. And Storm kicking, I believe, Magneto's ass. And also like the coloration. The colors that are on it. The blue, the purple. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I was going to ask if you had Doom cutters. You should grade at least one Doom. Okay. Got this one. And then this one, I'm automatically putting it into a box. This one is Uncanny X-Men issue 251, which was referenced in Deadpool and Wolverine. This one is automatically going into a slab. I think that's a no-brainer for me. I went out hunting for this one, dude, and I do believe I got a really good deal on this one. He was trying to get more for a worse version. This one's much more saturated, and hopefully the insides are just as good. So that one's automatically going in. This one, I'm not so sure about. We'll put this one in the maybe. This one's X-Men issue 272 Extinction Agenda. I like this one because it had a brown suit Wolverine. Brown suit Wolverine and a Storm that's shaved her head. I love the 90s era X-Men. I'm a huge 90s era X-Men fan. This one, because of Omega Red, and he's really just tearing up everybody. And it has 30 years of X-Men. That one's kind of cool. That one's kind of cool. I have X-Men issue 28 with Sabretooth and Jean Grey. I thought this cover was just beautiful, the way that both these characters were portrayed. I really like that one. This is another Extinction Agenda. That looks like a freaky version of Cable with Psylocke and Brown Wolverine. This is issue 271. Not sure about that one. And then I do have some of these books. Some of these books is Doctor Doom, Rocket Raccoon. Oh wait, what? You saw an Antique Black Panther versus Spider-Man graded, an antique store. Graded Rocket Raccoon, they were priced at $500, $300 each. See, the other thing is, people may just be trying to get money. People may just be trying to get that money out of it. So they might be upselling the hell out of it. I have a graded Shadows of the Empire, issue number 1. I bought it just like this for $25. I got it graded for another $20. And someone was trying to sell that, I think, for $75 at Comic-Con. The same exact grade that I got. So technically, I paid $40 for it, and I can make a $30 I can make a $30 profit on top of it. But that's if I sell it, of course. You know, someone else might do the same thing I did, or I might not ever sell it. It's quite possible. I was thinking about above the TV, drilling in a bunch of like book holders and putting my slabs. I think that'd be kind of cool. I also thought about either an LED above the TV that says Nerddom, but I thought maybe that's too cliche. Maybe I'll just put my slabs up there. The only sucky part is their exposure to light. So I have a window right here. I have to always keep it closed if those slabs are out because I don't want them to fade. So I got a couple of ideas for the room. I just want to protect them as much as possible. At Comic-Con too, I was able to grab these Khazar and Doom books. They are not good quality. I can tell you, they are not good quality. They got scribbles on them. I remember, if you guys remember when I came back from Comic-Con, one of them actually has someone's name. Philip. Philip, if you're out there, I'm still looking for you, buddy. I have your comic book from when you were a kid. Isn't it fun? But this is Astonishing Tales featuring Khazar and Dr. Doom. This one's really badass because Dr. Doom is facing off against Red Skull on the cover. So you can see Red Skull is punching Doom in the face, and I thought that was pretty funny. It's not the best quality, for sure. So I'm not sure if it would be even worth grading, but, you know, maybe. I'll put that one in the Doom pile. And another one of Khazar and Doctor Doom, The Secrets of the Faceless One. I thought this one was badass because it shows Doom zapping a bro. Do you have the Deadpool first appearance? No, I don't. That's one for sure to get graded. Like Brett said, you know, first appearances, any keys like that, that's for sure thing. Yeah, they were overpriced for sure. Yes, they were overpriced. This is X-Men from November of 91. This is a Jim Lee cover. And it's Magneto just showing the decimation that he did. I just like the cover a lot. I don't even know if that's worth anything or anything, but I just love the Magneto Triumphant. I dug that so much. I think that's beautiful. Put that in... I don't know if I want to put that in the yes column. This one is the Uncanny X-Men Annual. I bought this. I paid way too much for this, you guys. I paid way too much for this at an antique store. I thought I was getting some good books, but I don't know about that one. It's got a cool version of Cyclops, and it's got a weird behind the back version of Wolverine, though. If you can see down here, that's Wolverine. He looks kind of funky. But it's got Colossus, Scarlet Witch. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. Nightcrawler, Storm with her mohawk. And this is from 1983. It was $1 back then. $1. Oof. Got lots of Uncanny X-Men. This is Uncanny X-Men with Storm and the Dazzler, I believe. This is 214 in February. Might be a cool one. That's a cool cover. I think that's the Dazzler. Storm with her badass mohawk. And then this one, just the classic matchup between Wolverine and Sabretooth. I had to grab this one. This is X-Men 222 from October. And looking for the year, 1987. Uncanny X-Men, 1987. That's a pretty cool one. Just the traditional pair-up of Wolverine and Sabretooth. I have this. Oh, dude, guys. We got to put this one in the yes pile, right? I got this in 1991. I was there. I think everyone has this in their collection. I think everyone has this in their collection. This is X-Men issue number 1 from 1991. This is the crazy part is I almost bought this at Comic-Con last year, but something told me not to. There was a lot of issues of it. Something told me not to. And then when I was moving houses, I found it, dude. I found it in my boxes. I have issue number 1. I must have bought it, or my parents bought it for me, something in 1991. So this is a definite yes, right? Grade Wolverine Sabretooth. And what about this one, you guys? I think this is a for sure yes. Magneto cover looks cool. I had Hulk versus Santa Claus. Santa was Rhino in disguise. Oh. Khazar, the He-Man of the Marvel Universe? Yes, he is. He hangs out in the Savage Land. You actually see him in the new Rogue Savage Land book. So I'm kind of torn between these two as well. So we got Doom books. We have the Uncanny X-Men 145 with Doom and Storm. I got the 2 Spider-Man ones. But here's what we have so far in the yes pile. X-Men number 1. We have Uncanny X-Men 222 from 1987. Wolverine, Sabretooth. Uncanny X-Men 251 from 83? No, when was that? 83? Oh my god. Beautiful cover. Beautiful cover. 251. Web of Spider-Man from 1993. Never been opened. Never been opened. I'm curious if CGC has to open that. We then have Avengers vs. X-Men, issue number 1. Adventures of Superman, issue 500. The Death of Superman. And then Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Punisher from 1983. Hearts of Darkness from 1993. So, how many is that? One. Gotta go. Have a good one. Hey, later, Mando. Thanks for helping, dude. Hope you have a great week, dude. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we got 2 more. We got Uncanny X-Men with Storm and Doom. That might be a good one. Definitely think Doom might be a good idea. X-Men number 1, grade it. Yeah. Okay, so that's 9. Now we need to find 10. We got the Khazar and Doom ones. I'm not sure if that would even be worth getting them graded, but him fighting the Red Skull is pretty badass. Doom fighting Red Skull with Khazar. Wouldn't mind having that Wolverine versus Sabretooth myself. Blue background really pops. It is pretty. Thank you, dude. See you later. Yeah, I love that cover too. I had to buy that one. It's like I said, a classic pair up, classic pairing. Look, this actually came with X-Men issue number 1. These are original Pogs or coins. I think they are Pogs. I never popped them out of the sheet. These are unpopped Pogs. I put them in a bag and board. Isn't that legit? The one with him and Jean is kind of cool. Omega Red's kind of cool. The War is Hell is badass. I'd be really curious if that would be worth anything. I don't think it is. The War is Hell one. So now I'm stuck. I got Storm and Dazzler. Then Daredevil, the Rebirth of Elektra. Here. So I'm kind of, and I got the Batman ones too with Azrael. And Detective Comics issue number 1 from New 52. I don't know if that'd be worth anything. Did I put the Batman Azrael one in? No, I didn't. Okay, Batman versus Azrael. What are you thinking? Secret Service? And Secret Service too? Oh, I really like that cover though. Okay. I think we got 11 now. We got Secret Service, issue number 1. Batman versus Azrael, so Batman issue 510. Uncanny X-Men number 145. Which honestly, what year is this? 1981. 1981. This is Dr. Doom cheersing with Storm knocked out in his arms. We have, of course, X-Men issue number 1 from 1991. Uncanny X-Men issue 222 with Wolverine and Sabretooth. Uncanny X-Men issue 251 with Wolverine on the X-Cross. For sure. The Web of Spider-Man. I think this is issue 14. Never been opened. Still in the original plastic from 1993. Avengers versus X-Men issue number 1. Adventures of Superman issue 500 from 1993. 93, huh? It's a big year. Big year for comics. The Death of Superman. Again, I might have to double check on this one to see if we can even get it graded, but it is a thick one. It might be, I don't know if this is a graphic novel or what, to be honest. If you guys know, please let me know. And then finally, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Punisher, Hearts of Darkness. I've had this still in the original plastic that it came with. I've had this since I got it. So yeah, that looks like that's the list, you guys. If there's anything else, man, shoot, please let me know. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11. We have one more than 10. Man, almost want to get this one. The Spider-Man with the black suit. I think that's just... I want to see if that's iconic. This is a maybe. I'm going to put this as a maybe too. If we got 12, that's all good. And then issue 14 is behind it. This was a twofer. This was issue 14 September, and this one's August 13th. 1991. I'm going to have to double check on that one. That one maybe. But yeah. That's a lot of work, guys. That was a lot of work. We have a good stack though. We have a good stack. I'm gonna see if I can pull them up on the CGC site and see if I can look at getting them graded. I have all my boxes around me right now too, so I gotta put all these comics back. And yeah, let me hop on over to the other chair. I still haven't read Hellblazer. Still haven't read Hellblazer. I cannot believe I kept buying it. Oh no, my phone. My room is a mess. My office is a mess. Wow. So yeah. Whoop. Cool. Let me see if I can plug in the other mic. This thing came in handy, huh? Pretty awesome. Sorry about that. I think that's a pretty good list. I think that is a pretty good list. Times it. 913. Perfect. All right. Let me see if I can go to the CGC site really quick. I have to sign in. Alright. We are in like Flynn. Submit. Here we go. Services and fees. So all of these are gonna be modern. I believe. Yeah, these are going to be modern comics. Just CGC grading. Submit. Submission forms. Here we go. I don't think it has any information. Let's see. Online form. Start a new order. So you can see last time I had an order. Boom. Comic books. CGC grading. Dang. Please note if your collectible has an unwitnessed autographed. Grading provides a professional assessment of collectibles, authenticity, and condition of your collectibles is autographed. JSA autograph authentication as an add-on service. Okay. So I'm just going to do authentication and grading. I believe that's the right one. Open when careful. Glossy covers might experience color lift when removing from a holder. Making a signing event, selecting pressing. Okay, agree. Oh, they upped their prices, bro. Modern's $27 a comic. It was 20. It was 20. Oh man, that sucks. Grade pre-screen? Whoa. Add-ons. Select this service to specify a minimum grade on your invoice. What? I think that's it. I just want that. Add comics. Don't forget pressing. For your best graded Brooks, press defects like bends, corner. I'm good. $12 a comic. They got their services, man. They got their services. Okay, what did I want to do? It was like Spider-Man. Oh man, 13? Maybe I have to look it up first. It was August. Spider-Man, August. 1991. No. There it is. It is Spider-Man number 13. August 1991. Spider-Man number 13. Going to a Go Collect website. Just gonna check this one really quick. So it's been selling for like a 9 something, 17 bucks. I'm not sure. So we found the copy at least. We found what it is. Let's see on eBay. Someone wants 10 bucks for it. That's Amazon. What? Comic issue. Here we go. 13. So verified 9.8 is $79. 9.8 is $80. They're trying to sell it for that much too. So it's not like 9.6 is $69. Not sure. Not sure if that is really worth. Not sure if that one's worth it then. I love the cover. I don't know if that's one worth getting a slab for. 60 bucks pre-owned. $48. Here we go, 9.8, $290. That's just what someone's asking for. This one says $54. This one's just in a bag and board. This one wants $18. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Dang. You get Spider-Man number 13? Can't find my comic. Spider-Man number... Can I do Marvel Comics? Spider-Man. How do they do Spider-Man? Spider-Man? Ah. Number 13. 89. No, I'm not finding it on here. Let's try Spider-Man number 13. There it is. Spider-Man number 13, $8.91. That's it. I think I heard from someone always declare the value as 100 bucks. Let me see. Declare value. Submitter's best estimate of the current FMV of the collectible based on recent purchase price, a comparable sales result, a price guide, or other reasonable method. Well, it's like all over the place, bro. It's all over the place. There's some different prices here, that's for sure. 60? Maybe I would just do like 80, I guess. 80? 90? 60 might be a good middle ground. 60. Add comic. Okay. Starting to build it. Starting to build it. So that's how you do CGC. Basically, you just keep looking up the book and then add it to your list. So looks like I'm gonna be, oh yeah, let's do Death of Superman. Dang, which printing is that? Which printing did I get? Let me see. I don't know if I can tell. I don't know if I can tell which printing. I think it's first. Let me see if I can look up how to tell. Dang! That's a what? No way. On Whatnot, 150 bucks? This one looks different. That's Superman 75. So is this different? Is it sight? Brand new. Look at this one. Sponsored items. Look at that. $3,000. Wow. I don't know what to do here. That's quite insane. 150? 100? First edition 93. I mean, I guess it's first edition. Shit. I might declare the value like $400. Let me see if I can get it graded. Graded Death of Superman. First printing. No. Can I even get it graded? Oh, there it is. Here's one. $87.92. I think they said, is this a news? This isn't a new Sansa Direct, right? So yeah, it is Death of Superman, NN. DC Comics 1993. Okay. NN 1993. First printing. What? Can't find my book. I guess it's just like this. So declared value, what? 100 bucks or more? Maybe 200? Add comic. Okay. So I'm going to keep building this one and I got to pay at the end. So we're already at 60 bucks, dude. They've increased their prices, I believe. I think they increased their prices. This is going to be wild. This is going to be wild. But thank you all for helping me out tonight. It was a blast. And thank you for being patient with my technology. I appreciate it. So we're going to be back on Sunday for more gaming. I'm not sure if we're going to play Avowed or something else, but we're definitely going to get into some more gaming action. And yeah, hopefully have a new video out before then. Not sure on what on yet. I have a couple of ideas that I want to get out, but really we're just trying to get ready for WonderCon, which is next weekend. So yeah, appreciate everyone hanging out. Mando, appreciate it. Brett, hope you're good, dude. Hawk fan, thank you so much for hanging out, man. still out there. You're still out there. Toxie, thank you so much, man. So make sure we got everybody. Collector, good seeing you. I think that's it. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And we will see you on Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific. And hopefully we'll be having some good times with gaming. So we'll see you later. Have a good one. And have a great rest of your week. Good night. Good night.
Aragorn's a tracker hunting coons at night. Gimli swinging axes, but his aim ain't right. Legolas is prepping, shooting butts off logs. Harwin's painting toenails, yelling at the dogs. Saruman's a neighbor's always causing grief, scheming in his tower like a backwoods thief. With the swamp behind and the mountains ahead, we're just good old boys doing what Gandalf said. Frodo's carrying the ring and it's dragging slow, but we're marching through the mud with a steady flow.
Of Arrakis, it's me, Shia, your beloved sandworm of the desert. Many people are saying Paul Atreides, little Paul Atreides. I call him Pesky Paul. He's Al-Mahdi. People are calling him Lisan Al-Gaib. Pesky Paul's calling himself Muad'Dib. He said, Muad'Dib, I'm a little desert mouse. Just a humble little desert mouse. And he is very tiny, I saw him.
Middle-aged mutant ninja turtles. Middle-aged mutant ninja turtles. Middle-aged mutant ninja turtles. All of their shoes are from New Balance. The turtles used to battle all over New York. It was radical. Now they work late nights in customer support. It pays the bills. They would break dance in their teens, and now they use sleep apnea machines. Middle-aged mutant ninja turtles.
Colonel, this is Snake. I've made it to the insertion point. I stayed pretty warm due to that anti-freezing peptide that you gave to me, but I have to admit, I was able to smuggle out my smokes in my stomach. You know, it wasn't fantastic, but I gotta have them ciggies. Psychic powers are cheating. I'm gonna plug my controller into port 2. Hind D. More like D. Hind. Ho! But seriously, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
Big bag, big